I am not here to argue.
Hello, 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 hello.
Hello. It's been a while. Not to say it's been a minute, because that's a different show. But it's been a while. And we're here to chat.
Hello. I'm Gherkin Picklewater.
Oh, and I'm the Velvet Fist. And this is I'm Not Here to Argue.
Which a couple discusses couple things and occasionally pop culture.
Or vice versa.
Or vice versa. She just loves to argue.
I don't.
And I don't, and that's why we have this podcast.
But actually, it's not true. I realized that he actually really likes to argue, but he just gives it a different label to make himself feel better about it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, and what's that?
You call it... I don't know. I call it being pedantic. But it's that thing where...
That thing where you tell me I'm wrong, and I say, I don't think I'm wrong, and then it turns out we just have different definitions for the same word.
Yes, but also it's a thing where I'll say, you don't like blah, 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 and you'll say, I don't dislike it, I just don't like it.
No, what you'll say is, you hate blah, 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 and I'll say, I don't hate it, I just don't like it.
Sometimes I say dislike, and then you respond with, no, not dislike, just simply don't like.
Okay, which is a different thing. Dislike and not liking something are different things.
So as you just said, sometimes we have different definitions for words, and because you can't always allow for me to say something that doesn't agree with your worldview, you will correct it.
I often allow you to have things that don't agree with our worldview. Commonly, like daily, we disagree on worldview stuff.
Like what?
Like stuff I don't necessarily want to get into on the podcast.
Okay. So anyway, as I was saying, he does like to argue. He just likes to call it something different.
I don't like to argue. You and I are having a disagreement on that point right now, but I do not like to argue. Arguing to me, and this may be a place where the word has different meanings for us, but argue is more aggressive and less respectful.
You would also say that you don't like to debate.
Don't love it.
So, as I say, it could be you would say that you're very conflict avoidant, and I would say that you just have a different way of defining the conflicts that you have.
Probably because I'm trying to avoid conflict. I'm trying to avoid conflicts, so I define them differently. We're both just now realizing we needed to turn our phones' ringers off. I'm
not just now realizing it. I'm just now doing it.
Okay. I just now realized I hadn't done it, so I did it.
Yeah.
So what have we been up to for the last many months?
I don't know, because I don't know what the last time we podcasted was.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
It's been a while. We saw a movie in the theater. It's been a minute. And we're going to see more, and that I have mixed feelings about that. We went to Los Angeles, and we are planning to go to Texas in August. And I'm reminded that there are Facebook posts that I intend to make and then I don't. But one of them I was going to make was about the time that we were in the grocery store, and you thought I was arguing with you, and I said, I'm not arguing, I'm just trying to understand what the fuck you're thinking. And I meant to make that a Facebook post as a pretend overheard in the grocery store.
Okay, what were we arguing about in the grocery store?
We weren't arguing. I was just asking questions to try to figure out what was going on in your head. About something.
Something argumentative.
Nope, nothing argumentative. Yeah. I wasn't arguing. You just thought I was.
Okay.
See? Sometimes you think I'm being argumentative, and I'm just being inquisitive.
In an argumentative tone.
In a tone that you took as argumentative. Because you knew that I didn't necessarily agree with whatever it was you'd said or done. So. But sometimes we're just on fact-finding missions. He did close his eyes and took a heavy sigh. And
I said, okay, and moved on.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing else I can say to that, because I don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember the context either. I just remember the moment. It was... Sometimes lately there have been moments that have stuck out, like the time that we were in the Taco Bell drive-thru, and I don't know, I said something and then you responded in a tone that pointed out how ridiculous the thing I'd said was. I don't remember the exact quote. I just remember the moment.
Okay. I commonly, for humor, point out how ridiculous the thing you said was.
I don't usually say ridiculous things, so you really can't be doing it that often.
Okay. You must be right.
I think so.
Okay.
After all, I'm right, 95% of the time.
70.
Whatever. At least you got 65. Well,
No,
actually,
you
that's
gave me
less.
55% wrong.
I said 5.
And I said that's too much. I'm wrong more often than 5% of the time, but I'm wrong less often than 55% of the time, miss. Thank you.
Well, if the history will tell the tale, really.
I mean, yeah, whoever survives gets to say what happened.
I mean...
That's how history works.
Yes, that's true. Whoever wins gets to say what happens.
Well, what are we going to talk about first?
Well, I wanted to get your perspective, now that you've had some time for it to percolate, on your Hollywood Fringe experience.
Okay. Also, Christ, it's warm in this room.
It is quite warm, and
And we're loath to turn on the fan because we've been recording for a number of minutes now without the fan on, and that would make it weird.
Yeah, and we don't want to make it weird, though I guess in theory we could leave a space for the fan sound to do its thing, and then you could use
I'd have to find it.
Yeah, you'd have to find it. You'd have to do a clap, and then fan, and then clap, and then talk.
Yeah.
It'd be a whole process,
my Hollywood Fringe experience. We got to see a number of shows of other Fringers, most of which were absolutely worth seeing. One of which was absolutely not. And I'm not going to call that person out by name or which show that was. But one of the shows I saw was abysmal, and all the rest were really good. Or at least good. Oh, I take that back. One of them was okay. It wasn't particularly interesting. It wasn't a clown show. It was just a show that was being done. It was all right. The actors were really strong. The actors were great.
Okay, that one.
Yeah, but the show itself wasn't that good. But the clown shows I saw, for the most part, were top tier. We saw a show called Maggie about a fly. And we saw that was amazing. That was really good. Mm-hmm. By a girl named Molly. I don't remember her last name. Maybe.
Or was it Mandy?
Mandy Keene, maybe? Uh-huh. Molly or Mandy Keene, because Molly is fucking famous, and we didn't get to see that one. We saw Maggie. It was excellent. I really loved it. I was quite happy with that show. We saw Hi, I'm Tanner, which is also really enjoyable. In a very different way. It wasn't a clown show. It was a storytelling show about his kind of a memoir about his childhood really fucked up thing that happened in his childhood.
Yeah, and I had the joy of, because I listened to so much true crime, recognizing the story gradually as he kept talking about it. I was like, oh, wait a minute, is this? Oh, and is that? And that sounds. Oh.
Yeah, she had heard the story before on one of her true crime podcasts.
Yeah. That
happened to this guy who was telling us about it in his show. Hi, I'm Tanner.
Yeah.
Don't want to spoil anything, so I think I've spoiled too much already. Then we also saw Diane.
Yes.
Which is also really good. That was about a lounge torch singer who she just got out of jail on parole and was doing a comeback show, and that was really good. We really enjoyed that. My father did not like it because anything involving any kind of
potty humor
really bothers him a lot, so he would also not have liked Maggie, which starts off with a fly eating poop, and that fly is a person, and they're eating poop on stage. I mean, not literally, but that is the implication.
Yeah. As I said to you, it was the first time I'd ever really wished that something was a menstrual pad.
Yep. Instead of a diaper.
Mm.
Yeah. We saw one of the show, didn't we?
Well, I know that you saw some the weekend that I wasn't there.
Yeah, I just don't remember.
Oh, we also saw the gay military people.
Oh yeah. The I can't remember what they're called. Clowns of Color, and they did Don't Ask, Don't Tell was the name of the show. That was also really good, really strong. That one was directed by John Gilkey, who has directed a little bit of my stuff on occasion over the years, and who I know somewhat. I know him.
Yeah.
And he's a good guy, and he does really strong work, and they did a good show. They did a very strong show. So we got to see at least 3 really strong clown shows. And at least 3. I think I may have seen more shows than that I'm just not remembering now.
Yeah, there was the one where you were molested on stage.
Oh, that was amazing. That was so good. How can I blank on that? Yeah, the McEnfro show with I think it's Jonas Wolverton, I think is the name of the performer. He's a really good guy, and he does a great show, which is a pastiche of John McEnroe and Andre Agassi and other 80s tennis guys, but he's doing some serial. He's a Cirque du Soleil artist. He's also with Puppetry of the Penis, I think, and he did an amazing show. That was really strong. Swear there was another show that I saw as well, but I don't remember what it was. So we're going to move on.
Okay.
Because I do remember the show I didn't like, and I don't want to talk about that. And there's another show I did like that I don't recall the name of right now. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the shows. We ate a lot of mediocre, expensive food. You enjoyed the food more than I did.
Yeah, because I'm less picky.
Well, I'm also on the stuff that makes it hard for me to digest food, so my tummy was a little upset for the whole time.
Yeah, there was a lot of like ordering stuff and then realizing you couldn't eat it and then not eating it.
Yeah. But there's also a chunk of that was ordering stuff, realizing it tasted like garbage, and then not eating it. Mm-hmm. Like leaving it out for a homeless person to have because I was not willing to eat it, but I also didn't want to throw it away. Mm-hmm. The actual fringing itself, putting on my shows. That was a pleasant experience, I guess, in its own way. It was a lot of hard work. It was, we just let the cats in. So if you hear them, that's what's going on. It was a lot of hard work. There was a lot of performing every day for 3 days in a row. 3 shows, 3 nights in a row, or 3 days in a row. And it was exhausting. And I had to bring extra shirts because we didn't have a way to launder my stuff between shows. So I had to bring extra shirts and underwear for every night. So 6 shirts and 3 pairs of underwear and just for the shows themselves. And lots of props, replenishing our dessert item every time. And the show went really well. I learned that the show that Nick and I wrote, which I really enjoy, does not fit thematically with the show that I wrote for myself. And so I can't really do those together anymore. That was the main thing I took away from this. My main takeaway was I need to work on my emotional connection to the audience and specifically to my wife in the show.
The audience volunteer.
Well, no.
Okay.
I need to work on my connection to my wife and getting that across to the audience. Okay. Yeah, I think I accomplished connecting with my audience volunteer to a higher degree than I had in the past. Okay. At least I felt like I did. So my emotional resonance with the material needs to be stronger, like it was the first couple times I did it at Church of Clown. Mm-hmm. Looking for a fan? I am looking for a fan. I have no fans. I know. I do. Except for you. Thanks. The show, I need to expand it in another direction, which is good that we are working on another direction to expand the show in with you. Because a 30-minute show, I think, is too short to tour with. Mm-hmm. 45-minute show is probably as short of a show as I can tour with. Mm-hmm. And I have to take out the part with me and Nick and make that its own standalone thing. So, I think the part with you and Nick could work together with the part that you have, but I think for them to, two things that would need to change would be, one, that interstitial thing you have between the two would need to be different. Yeah. And then 2, you would have to make some adjustments probably to the emotion or presentation or something of the first half, I think. And I'm not doing that. I'm not changing the first half to make the second half work better. Or you could change the second half to make the first half work better. Either way. But I mean, what would I change? I don't know, but I guess that's part of the problem I'm having is I don't see a way to make it work. Because I feel like the first half has a lot of emotion, and the second half had a lot of comedy. Yeah. So it's either bringing more comedy into the emotion or bringing more emotion into the comedy. Yeah. I don't see a way to make the two of them fit together. Well, I think it's doable, but that would be what you would need a director to help you with. Yeah, and I agree with you. It's doable. There's lots of paper towels if you need to wipe off your forehead. Thank you. I think it's doable. I just don't know how to do it. And a director might be able to help with that, maybe. And there is a director I would like to use, but I would rather... Okay. There's a director I would like to work with. But that would probably require going to them, and they're in New Mexico.
Well, right now they're in LA, but they'll be in
They'll
Mexico.
be back in New Mexico by the time we're ready to work with them.
Right.
And if I'm going to go to New Mexico, I'm not going to bring Nick with me. I'm going to bring you and work on our show together, as opposed to bringing Nick with me and working on that show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love Nick, but I love you more.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had very small audiences. And the last audience of the run, the last show of the run, that audience was very cold. They were not... I mean, they gave me good reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I got a number of good reviews from that audience, but that audience was just cold to play to. They were not engaging with us at all. What else? The theater was excellent. The McAdam Theater on McAdam Place in West Hollywood. Excellent. Aaron, the guy that we worked with, was excellent. He was a pleasure to work with. He did a great job with his cue, with his light work and his sound work. Everything was really nice. Watching the video back, I would now know that I need a white wash instead of a colored wash over the stage, because it dulls out how much my costume pops if you make if you put colored light on. My costume doesn't pop as well.
Okay.
So I would want neutral light. I wouldn't want a colored light.
Okay.
Like when we go to the stand-up portion and how he did that with the two different spotlights, that was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Really liked that. That looked really good. He did a great job. The McAdam Place Theater was a great theater to work with. We stayed at a shithole, but it was a clean shithole, and that was something.
Ironically.
Yeah. A fairly clean shithole and pretty cheap, and if I was to go back to LA, I might stay there again.
Yeah, I mean, the service people, the people who work there seem nice enough.
People who work there seem great, and the price was reasonable.
Yes. It was just very...
Very seedy.
Yes.
What were you going to say?
Low budget.
Low budget. Very low budget. It was like a 1-star hotel. I think it's literally a 2-star hotel, but...
But yeah, but the people were nice. And you're right, the room was clean. Except for the bug thing.
But Aaron asked me how it went for me. I told him, you were great. You guys were great. I'm never coming back. He's like, what? I'm like, no, not you. Not that I'm not coming back to the McAdam Theater. I'm never doing Fringe again here because it cost me thousands of dollars. And even with the Kickstarter dropping a couple thousand towards that, it was still thousands of dollars out of my pocket that took a lot of scrimping and saving to make happen. And it definitely wasn't repeatable. It's not sustainable. I'm not saying it wasn't worth it. It may have been a great investment. We won't know until down the road, but it wasn't repeatable.
I mean, yeah, but I do see a lot of potential. I do, when you pointed out, like, just how much community there is down there for small theaters and for clowns. I mean, and it's not that far away that you couldn't still participate in clown community stuff without having it be necessarily the Fringe Festival.
Feasibly. And I am kind of connected with some of those people now. I need to reach out to a few of them about being on the Why Are You Laughing at Me podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, in general, I was happy that we did it. I'm glad that we did it. It was worth doing. I'm also glad that it's over.
Mm-hmm. Because it was a lot of build-up and a lot of
build-up, a lot of work, and I was exhausted.
Yeah.
And a lot of driving. A lot of fucking driving to get to LA and back.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's 6 hours each way.
Yeah.
But we got a new car, so we were able to do that.
Newish. I mean, new to us.
Yes. New to us. I mean, it's the first car since 2000. It's the first car, the second car ever in my life that I haven't gotten off of Craigslist.
Okay. And we drove like 6 hours to get the car.
Well, 3 hours there, 3 hours back, yeah.
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass too.
Yeah, I mean, in retrospect, I might not make the same choice again, but I don't think this is like...
Sweetie, you will make this exact choice again. It won't be about the seats being cooled, but it will be, you'll get a bee in your butt and won't be able to pull it out, and so I will have to go along and we will make it happen. And I do the same thing in my own way. It's just the way we are. We get something in our craw, and for me, it's like I have to make this thing a reality, and I for me, this is your version of that.
Yes. I don't know. I feel like we must have talked about this before with the car, the Kia Niro that we test drove. That was like, oh, this is perfect. It's got a sunroof. It's got heat seat warmers and seat coolers, and blah blah blah.
And we were like 10 minutes too late to buy it.
Yes. Which is my fault. I apologize for that. So then I was like, but I want that. And then we couldn't find that. And we
spent about a month looking for it.
And we wanted to get it in time for you to make the drive down to LA because we didn't want you to have to do that in the Prius.
Yep. So we got one that had everything except the moonroof.
Well, and also it's a plug-in hybrid as opposed to a straight hybrid.
Yeah.
I'd really wanted a regular hybrid because
they're better in general.
They're just better gas mileage.
You don't have to plug them in. I mean,
and then not having to plug it in. So, but we got the plug-in hybrid because because the hybrid Niro EX does not have seat air conditioning. It just has seat heating, and I really wanted heating and air conditioning for the seats. And for that reason, we went with the Hybrid EX Premium. But we can only find that in our price range in a plug-in version.
Yeah. But the car, more importantly, had a lot of safety features that I wanted for the trip, and had enough room to fit the trunk easily into the back, whereas the trunk, it barely fits into the Prius, and the Prius doesn't have the blind spot sensors that I wanted from the...
Which is an especially nice thing to have when you have a trunk blocking half your rear window.
Yeah, when you can't see out the rear view mirror. So that was super helpful.
So yeah. So we got a car. And because it's a plug-in hybrid, we also had to figure out... I'd only ever heard about plug-in hybrids. I just didn't realize all the nonsense associated with them. Like, I didn't know that there were different protocols for what kind of plug you can use. I guess in my head it was just like, oh, you just take an extension cord and you plug it into the house and you plug it into the car, and that's it.
Yeah, I picked up on that during our discussions, and I tried to make that clear, but I was not clear enough that was not the way it worked. Okay. But I definitely picked up on that impression while we were shopping for these.
Okay. Well, sometimes you gotta
be explicit.
Yes. But now I know. And so now we had the joy of trying to find a charger cable because we didn't have reasons, all sorts of reasons. But anyway, we've got a plug-in hybrid now, and I enjoy it. And so now we have two hybrids, and I just have to figure out I just have to donate the Matrix, which means clearing it out, then letting it go, because I'd wanted a Matrix for so many years, and then I got one, and
you drove it into the ground.
Yeah.
You drove the hell out of that thing. And
so now I have a Niro, which I didn't really want to begin with, but then I gradually came around to it. And I think it helps that I see them everywhere. And so seeing the sight of the back end of a Niro on the freeway is somehow comforting to me. I don't know why. Okay. It's like, oh, hello, friend. It's weird. So I think that is how just getting used to the sight of the back end of the Niro let me adjust to the... It's a very quirky looking car.
I was driving in my car, my polka dot Prius. Mm-hmm. And I was driving to Safeway or something, and so I was on Moffett, about to turn on the Middlefield, I think. Or somewhere. I was somewhere in the car yesterday, I think. And a car pulled up behind me, and I was watching them in my rearview mirror inside their car, looking at the back and pointing out the back end of my car to each other, and taking a photo of our bumper sticker from inside their car.
That's funny.
The bumper sticker that says, "I'm not ashamed of my clown husband." And they were having a laugh and taking a photo, and I waved at them, but they didn't see me, so...
I have not told anyone at work yet that I am driving a different car. They must know because they don't see your car in the parking lot lately. And I feel a bit awkward about it because I get a lot of attention when I drive your car, which is sometimes like a little embarrassing, but it's also like every time I drive to the studio and I'm not driving my car, I think about one time Colette said that she really appreciated seeing the polka dots on the car because it made her feel cheerful. I guess because it's so,
it's a cheerful car,
circusy. So I feel a little...
We got to decorate your car.
But we're not doing polka dots or anything.
Yeah, you wanted turtles and...
I wanted, more of a marine navy thing. But I feel a little, because my brain is weird, I feel like, I don't want people to be disappointed that I'm not driving the clown car anymore.
You're always welcome to drive the clown car when you want to, but I mean, you need to drive your car because it's your car.
Yeah.
And you're spending a lot of money. Well, we are spending a lot of money on it, so.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Nothing is free. So I guess, yeah. The Hollywood Fringe was quite an experience. It was nice.
How was it for you? Yeah.
It was a good experience for me.
My dad came down. My dad and his wife came down, but he got real sick, so he only came to see shows with us. He came to see my show, and then he came to see a show with us later that night, maybe?
No, his wife did.
No, he went to see a show with us as well.
Oh, yeah, he saw Diane.
He saw Diane.
Then the next day...
Cheryl came with us to see High on Tanner. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I think she really enjoyed. I definitely enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, it was really good. I was unsure. I was unsure at the beginning because I was like, okay, well, thank you for sharing all this. What is the point? But then the point became manifest, and I was like, oh, okay.
It was a really good show.
It was a really good show.
Really good show. Really good show.
Yeah. So, yeah. I always get very nervous about being away from work for reasons. But it was also nice to just be away from everything for, we had 5 days of not really having to deal with regular life.
But at the same time, I was dealing with, running the show and producing the show and acting on the show, and it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot more for you to do than it was for me to do. For me, I was just supporting you to the best of my ability, which was, limited. But then also just looking for places to eat or looking for places to take an aerial class. Yeah, you got to take some classes while you were down there. Did you take 2 classes?
No, just 1.
Okay.
The second one was canceled.
Okay, yeah.
Because I was the only one who signed up for it, so they canceled it because some people have that policy.
Yeah.
As opposed to giving you an accidental private.
And for me, it was not just the logistics of producing the show and acting the show, but also dealing with the hotel and dealing with, feeding us and all that stuff. And it was a lot. Yeah. But I mean,
and also managing your co-star and.
Yeah, dealing with Nick and not. I don't want to sound like that was a difficult thing dealing with Nick, but just managing our time and meeting up together and how we were going to connect and so on.
Mm-hmm. Getting all the cylinders humming for the things.
Yeah, getting all the cylinders humming for the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cylinders.
Yep.
They pump.
They go up and down.
Yeah. For keeping motors running. To make the wheels
go.
Oh, is that what they do?
Yeah, there's an explosion inside the engine that causes the cylinder to go up and down.
But not specifically for the wheels. That's for the engine itself.
But the engine is what makes the wheels turn.
Well, yes, obviously.
I mean, that is the engine. The cylinders is part of the engine.
Yes.
Yeah.
But.
I know.
The wheels are part of the car.
Yeah. I'll say the wheels in the bus go round and round. I think the cat is trying to get out. One or the other. Someone's scratching. All over town.
Yep. So then, so that was fine. And as mentioned, the flexibility class was good for me because I was like, okay, well, maybe I could be trying a bit more to achieve my flexibility goals. Maybe there's more potential for active flexibility than I'm allowing for. Which is what happens when you are doing your best split and then a woman comes and takes your arms and lowers you down further into your split.
Okay.
Because it's like, oh, you're in your split? Great. I will hold you by your wrists and then lower you down.
Wow, okay.
And I did mention she also had us lined up against the wall and okay, now bring your leg out to the side and as high as you can, and then she would come and
lift your leg.
Yep. Do it more.
Sounds painful.
Yeah,
but worth it.
I feel like for me, because it was my first time at the place, she was a bit gentle, and for other people, because she was more familiar with their bodies, and also maybe because they were more flexible, she did more. So I think she, but it was also when I say hands-on adjustments are my favorite part of taking a yoga class or I guess, a flexibility class, even though I don't do hands-on adjustments myself because I don't feel very comfortable with it. But receiving them, I'm all for. And as I mentioned, she's Mongolian.
Yep, Mongolian contortion. That's the thing.
Yep.
It is Mongolian or Russian. Those are your options. Russian acrobatics or Chinese acrobatics. There's nowhere else. I mean, that's not true. Because in Africa, there's a huge acrobatics movement, but they're not known as the famous teachers. It is the Russians or the Chinese. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, the Mongolians count as the Chinese.
Okay.
In terms of acrobatics. I don't know if Mongolia is actually part of China.
Is that a separate country?
I don't know.
Or is that a region?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But I thought it was part of Tuva. Because that's where Tuvan throat singing happens.
We could just say Asia. That covers it, right?
Asia covers everything.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. But I mean, Chinese acrobatics aren't something that comes from Japan or South Asia. You know, so
yeah.
I don't know what the distinctions for the geographic limitations of different kinds of training are. I just know that Mongolian contortion falls under Chinese acrobatics, and then you have Russian acrobatics.
And I guess there's Chinese pole.
Chinese pole is a specific form, just like you have.
But isn't there also South Asian pole?
Russian swing. I've never heard of South Asian pole.
I feel like there's some South Asian pole thing that I've seen.
Okay. Well, Chinese pole is an acrobatic form using something similar to a stripper pole, but it's not the same thing. Mm-hmm. But they've combined the two art forms together now, so it's really common to see people doing both at the same time.
Yeah, and I feel like the South Asian ones I've seen have been more like wooden poles, maybe?
Yeah, where they're jumping back and forth from pole to pole.
Or something.
Okay. So anyway, that's all LA. LA was lovely. Expensive. Worth it. Long. But not long enough, but glad that it's over.
Yes. But also, I see lots of potential there. And okay. You said that if you did want to move someplace, you probably would want to move to LA for more job opportunities, and I can see it now.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, while there's more jobs there, there's a lot more competition. Mm-hmm. The only reason I would move to LA was if I got a job in my day job, not a job as a clown. Like, obviously I'll move anywhere that gives me a job as a clown that pays us enough to live, but you'd have to move there too, and that's going to be a whole thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I also think there's some irony to the fact that your day job, because it's so events related, kind of conflicts with your vocation or avocation or whatever you would call it.
Elaborate.
Well, in a perfect world, I mean, people would perform in the evenings and weekends. But evenings and weekends, especially in the summer, which is, again, prime time for performing, is also prime time for events work. Mm-hmm. Yep. So there's a certain conflict there.
There is definitely an occasional conflict between those two parts of my life.
But you want to work in events because
I've been doing it for 20 plus years, and that's where I can make money.
But also, I assume that there was also, you liked working in events because of your connection to performing.
Yeah, and getting people work and all that stuff, yeah. But at this point, it's really about, that's what I know how to do to some degree. So if I want to make a living, then that's what I need to do.
Right. Because OnlyFans is just not on the...
Yes, exactly. That's the part of being an adult I don't like.
Working?
Right there. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But it is specifically the not having control over that aspect of my life. Having to do what's available, not what I want to do.
Yeah.
I don't mind working. I like doing work. You know, I like being busy. I like being active. Not physically active, but, active. But anyway. We saw a movie.
We did. We saw, you said you wanted to see Supergirl, and I was on the fence, and then I don't know, read a review or something, and then I wanted to see it, and then you were on the fence, and then we saw it.
And it was okay.
Could have been better.
Could have been better. It was all right. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. But it was okay.
I mean, it wasn't as good as Superman.
By any means.
And there's so many ways it could have been better.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I will say that I'm very confused when it comes to the DC and Marvel about who kills and when and why.
Yeah, it was a little weird in this one. And we don't want to spoil it, but it was definitely a little weird in Supergirl as to who was going to be a killer and when and why.
Yeah. Because Superman doesn't kill people, does he?
No, but he is a Boy Scout, so.
But he did in the Snyderverse.
It's Snyderverse, and that was a big objection to Snyderverse, and one of the reasons I think that Snyder isn't part of the DC DCU anymore. Yeah.
So it's confusing because in some iterations Batman doesn't kill, and in some iterations he does, right?
In the very, very old Batmans, he did, I guess, maybe, but for the most part, Batman doesn't kill.
But Marvel kills people and they don't care.
It depends on who it is, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, Deadpool kills people right and left. Wolverine kills people right and left, but someone like Professor Xavier is rarely going to kill someone. Only if there's absolutely no other option.
Right. So yeah, I think some things that would have made Supergirl make more sense would be probably more backstory and a more cohesive backstory for her. And maybe if they'd done different casting for the child actor.
Okay, you need to speak a little louder but I heard what you said, and presumably they did as well. Well, maybe not.
Maybe if they'd done different casting for the child actor.
Yeah, she wasn't great. The kid who was the child co-star was not great.
I mean, she had like a moment. She had a couple of moments, but outside of that, it was like, ooh.
Yeah, whereas the girl who plays Supergirl, she's great.
Yeah, she was fine. It was just what they gave her to work with.
She's very charming, very appealing. She does her job well.
And Jason Momoa as Lobo, I liked.
Yeah, he was all right.
He injected some levity that I think was needed. Yeah. Even though I don't know anything about his character or what he was doing there. And, yeah, I don't know what parts of, as far as the complaint that it was too woke, I'm not familiar with the original story that it was based on, so I'm not sure. I can guess what parts of it might be considered too woke, but I don't specifically know. But there were definitely some parts of it that made me a little, cringy. Okay. Not for their wokeness, but just for their, you're doing this, but you're introducing elements and then discarding them without giving them any gravitas.
Okay.
But also, don't hate me. Except for what it would have done to her emotional development, if the primary character that she was trying to save had not made it, I would not necessarily have minded.
Okay. That's fair. Murder.
Yep.
So that was Supergirl. It was okay. I don't have anywhere near as many opinions on it as my wife does.
I mean, I don't feel like I have a lot of opinions. I just feel like...
You just shared a lot of opinions.
Well, yes, but I tried to do so in a non-spoilery way.
You did. And I don't disagree with any of the opinions you shared for the most part. I just don't have as strong a feeling about them as you do. I have a much stronger feeling about Spider-Man coming out and the new Avengers movie, both of which I want to see.
Yeah.
And both of which are said to be really good.
I know. And so my feelings about Spider-Man had nothing to do with the Spider-Man film. I don't even think I've watched any of the trailers that you've sent me. My feelings about Spider-Man and my feeling of feeling very reluctant to see it has more to do with how I felt about the last one. No Way Home?
No Way Home, okay.
Whatever it was called?
Yeah.
Because it was like...
This one might be... This one's Homecoming. That one was No Way Home, maybe.
Well, there was the one where they were in Europe that was like Far From Home.
Yeah.
And then,
I don't know what they're called.
Anyway, the one with the three Spider-Men, with Maguire... Garfield and Clifford. What's his name? Clifford.
Holland.
No. Holland. Yes. My feelings about that film, which I enjoyed very much, it still made me very sad how it ended. So
you're not fond of a ambiguous ending.
I mean, was it ambiguous or was it just sad?
It's ambiguous as to what's going to happen to him. Yeah, it was sad, but his fate is ambiguous, and that's the whole point of the movie, is that at the end of the movie, he tried to do too many things at once, and that kind of blew up in his face, which is kind of the theme of Spider-Man in many ways, is overextending yourself.
I feel like that's the theme of Stephen Strange.
No, Stephen Strange's theme is
massive fuck-ups.
Yeah, because he thinks too highly of himself.
Exactly.
Whereas Spider-Man, he overextends himself. He tries too hard.
Okay. And
to make everything right.
So yes, my feelings about Spider-Man are mostly informed by how sad I was for him at the end of that film.
Okay. But this movie, I think, is things getting better for him.
I mean, they would have to. They couldn't possibly get much worse.
But it looks like maybe he's going through continuing to mutate because of the spider bite. And his body is changing, and he's dealing with that at the same time as trying to deal with the whole no one knows who I am anymore thing.
But it's
while still being in love with MJ.
But it's got to be, there's a time jump, right?
I don't know how long, but yeah. We should watch the trailer after this.
Nope.
Why?
Because it doesn't matter. Watching the trailer again won't make you want to see the movie anymore.
No, it might make you want to see the movie a little more. Because I can answer these questions for you.
Mm-hmm. But the basic of what we come down to with every film involving Stephen Strange is that Stephen Strange is nowhere near as smart as he thinks he is, and everything is usually his fault.
Okay.
Except for in Avengers, the first one, Infinity War.
Okay.
He was okay in that one.
Okay.
But outside of that, in both of his movies, just not that bright a guy, and makes a lot of stupid mistakes. And also in Far From Home or No Way Home, thinks too highly of his own intelligence, makes some stupid mistakes.
Okay. So Spider-Man's coming out, and the new Avengers movie is supposed to be really good. Don't know how they're going to make it really good, but it's supposed to be really good. They brought back the Russo brothers, and people are saying it's possibly the best Marvel movie that's been released.
Okay, we'll see about that.
Yeah.
Is Wanda in it?
I don't know. I doubt it.
Oh, yeah. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing that...
But that doesn't mean she won't be in the next one. Because the next one is multiversal.
Okay. Regardless, this is also why I have beef with Sam Raimi at this moment.
Yeah.
The second Stephen Strange movie gave me more beef with Stephen Strange than I had already, because I still have so much beef with him. But then also, now I have beef with Sam Raimi. Which
is a shame, because he's a great director, but that was a fucked up thing that he did.
Yeah.
He did not do her right.
Yes.
We're talking about the Scarlet Witch.
Multiverse of Madness, yeah.
We're talking about the Scarlet Witch and Multiverse of Madness, and she got the short shrift, and that's entirely because of Sam Raimi, and that's despite the fact that they spent all this time and effort into building up her character with WandaVision, and then they did her dirty in
Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness, yeah.
Yes. But also, I would like to see other types of films.
Yep.
So...
I don't know what, though. I mean... I want to see... I heard Boosters. We both want to see that. Mm-hmm. Because I like him.
Bruce Riley.
Bruce Riley.
I heard Boosters definitely got very mixed reviews.
Okay.
That's not a reason not to see it. It's just a fact.
Is there a new Jordan Peele movie coming out anytime soon, or is he just producing TV now?
I have no idea. We have not been watching TV, so I don't know.
Yeah. I really like the shirt on you.
Thank you.
And it's navy, and so that's weird, but I like it on you a lot.
Thank you.
And I think you're really cute in it.
Isn't it great?
You look really cute today. No, it's a blue gray.
Okay.
It's a dark blue gray.
It is a dark blue gray.
You look really cute in it in your outfit today, and you're just cute in general.
Oh, thank you.
And a thing I've been trying to do lately that you and I have discussed is tell you the reason why I want to say I love you, as opposed to just saying I love you. Because I say I love you a lot, and it makes you distrustful. Which
sounds weird when you say it.
It is weird.
I don't...
But I understand it.
Okay.
It's totally weird, but I understand the emotional impetus behind it. And you don't understand the emotional impetus behind me saying I love you, and that's why I'm now explaining the reasons why I'm saying I love you instead of just saying I love you.
Okay.
which is something we were going to discuss in the podcast.
Yes, I
just
got
saying
that. I got
okay.
that. Yes. Yes, I appreciate that you're making an effort to accommodate my feelings.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
I guess we've discussed that then.
No, you can say more.
I don't have much more to say. You were the talker in our family.
That's weird because...
Because why?
Because you're the, performer.
I am the performer, but I don't do a lot of scripted work.
Yes.
I'm a physical comedian.
But you're
I'm
not
a very
really.
lazy physical comedian.
I would like you to do more physical comedy.
What does that look like to you?
What I would like to see you do as an exercise is a scene where you don't talk at all. I know that you used to do that for your burlesque, and you changed it to a certain extent lately because you wanted it to fit in. But I would like to see you do more comedy where you don't use your voice.
Okay.
I would like to see you explore different ranges of your performance ability. Like when we went to the Fringe and we happened to swing by the Fringe office and you did your lightning or whatever it was called. It was interesting to me how you responded to the directing of the person who was filming.
Okay.
Like you started off with your mode and you tend to I think you default to being loud because
big.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so you did that, and then she asked you to like pull it back a bit or just find different levels so you weren't starting at one level and then kind of staying at that level, or starting at really high level and then having to go even higher from that, but like adding more levels in so that you'd have some place to go that wasn't immediately your max. So that was interesting, and so I think it'd be interesting to see you get out of your comfort zone a bit more.
Okay.
Not that you don't, but I feel like you were forced out of your comfort zone a bit more when you were not the director of your own stuff.
Yep.
So...
And finding a director is such a pain in the ass, especially one that you can respect and trust. You have to both trust and respect a director.
Ideally, but it's not required.
I disagree. To do my job, I need to be able to both trust and respect my director. To do good work, I need to be able to trust and respect my director.
Well, that might be something... I don't know that that's always going to be something that you can have.
Exactly, and I'm not always going to do the best work.
Yeah. So I feel like, just like in an office, we have to find a way to do our best work, or at least good enough work, when we don't necessarily like our supervisor.
Exactly, good enough. I can work towards. Good enough. I can try to accomplish. But to do my best work, I need to be working under someone who I can trust and respect.
Okay. But also, sometimes it doesn't have to be the director. Sometimes it could be your coworkers that you trust and respect.
Okay, given, but the person who's telling me to change, I have to be able to trust and respect.
Sorry. I will be more specific.
Okay.
If it's your piece that they're directing for you, that you've hired, then yes. But if it's something that is that's a bigger production, or something that you didn't personally write, then maybe you can do your best work even if you don't super trust the director, because maybe they're giving you what they need you to do for their vision of that, which isn't your thing.
Okay. We are having a different definition of what my best work means.
Okay.
I mean, to do the best work that I can do as a person, be the best actor and clown that I can be, I need direction from someone I trust and respect.
Okay.
To do the best job I can in a job, I need to do what I'm told by the director. Okay. Those are different things.
Okay. Well, I think having different experiences can be helpful.
Yeah. And I should get more experiences. But I guess I don't audition well. I've never been able to audition for something and get in other than clown school. Well,
that might be something that you could work with someone on.
Yep. Maybe that's something to look at. I've definitely been thinking about it. Jeff just did an audition workshop with a bunch of kids. And I'm like, well, maybe I need to take an audition workshop. Maybe I need to find an auditioning class. I don't know.
That wouldn't be the worst thing.
If I can find one. You know what I mean? Okay, so we talked about the movie. We talked about the trip. We talked very briefly about relationship stuff. Is there anything else you want to talk about today?
What is the weirdest non-traumatic interaction you've had lately?
Weirdest non-dramatic?
Non-traumatic.
Non-traumatic. I have no idea, sweetie. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't think of any.
Okay.
You know I suck at being put on the spot like that. I'm sorry.
I know. Well, that's why it's important to...
Try?
Yes.
The weirdest non-traumatic experience? I mean, no, because the weird experiences are all ones where I get angry. And so I think those count. Like
Okay.
this morning, that was weird.
What thing?
The call
The call.
to Nigeria.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That was weird. That was super weird, and it was a weird dynamic, and it makes me uncomfortable every single time we do it. Every single time we call Nigeria, I get really uncomfortable, either because I'm getting overstimulated because there's too much fucking noise going on, or because we are having a fundamental cultural clash that is an emotional resonance with me. So that's probably the weirdest thing I've had to deal with recently.
Okay.
Let's talk briefly about birthdays. Because they're both coming up quick. It's July.
It's July. Okay.
August, September,
Okay.
October, November.
You and your mouth.
They're both coming up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You asked me if I wanted you to plan mine again. You did a good job, but I want something bigger.
Okay.
Like you did 2 small things, and that was nice. That was very pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
We did karaoke, and then we did a picnic the next day.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But I want something bigger.
Okay. Like what?
I don't know. Something more involved. Like more people in one place and doing everything at one time. Doing something fun together that's maybe in some way gamey or gamified. So I'm still trying to figure it out. Maybe it's a LARPing thing, even though we've never LARPed. And then trying to get all of our friends to come LARP. That would be weird, but maybe it's worth it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I had an idea of what to do for your birthday, but I can't remember what it was. Do you remember what you want to do for your birthday?
No, I won't. I think all my thoughts about my birthday revolve around cake at this moment.
Okay. I have some thoughts about your cake.
Okay.
Do you want me to share them?
Sure.
Okay. My thoughts about your birthday cake are as follows. Hold on. We go to my keeps, the keep notes. Let's search for birthday. Okay. What do they call them? They don't call them wacky cakes. They call them, like when they're going slightly different, askew.
Oh, skew. Okay.
But they're not called askew. They're like one is going this way and
It's
one's
like
going...
a tiered cake with the tiers not in a straight line.
But they're beyond not being a straight line. They're like weird angles.
Okay.
Yeah, because you liked that. And you showed me a video about it, how much you liked it.
Okay.
And then you also had mentioned orange chocolate chip as a flavor.
Okay.
Those are my thoughts about your cake.
All right.
And then I've got a couple of new bakeries I marked down, Karis Cupcakes and Coca-Cola Bakery.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where they are, but I marked them down. So
Well, Karis Cupcakes is in Palo Alto and Coca-Cola is in Redwood City.
Okay. I marked those down because so I would have them. Those are the thoughts I've had about your birthday.
Yeah, tiered cake
Okay.
is probably going to cost more.
Yep.
Unless you have it made by a home baker or something.
Nope. I realize it's going to cost more, and I'll see what it costs and figure out if I can do it.
All right.
Not saying I'm going to do that. I'm just going to... These are the thoughts I have right now.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing.
But cakes are like... Just a regular cake's like $150. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, that's just a... Well, it's because we're in the Bay Area. But just a regular cake, a large birthday cake. Not huge, not like a wedding cake size cake, but just a large birthday cake. Meant to feed like 10 to 12 people is like $150.
Yeah, and if it were decorated, I'm sure it would cost more.
Yeah. Oh, that's with some decoration.
Yeah, sorry. There's a
No,
woman
no.
I follow on YouTube, Mimo. I think she's... I don't remember the name of her channel, but Bake My Day or something like that. And she has been... I think she's in Michigan, and she's recently raised her cake prices in part because people who watch her videos were like, you charged how much for that cake? Girl, raise your prices. So... And she does, like, decorations and sometimes fondant and all that sort of thing. So she does, and again, that's Michigan pricing. But so I think she recently did a cake where she is Muslim. I don't remember exactly what sect. So this might be a cultural thing. I mean, where she will sometimes be asked to make like a money cake. And that's a cake where you cut out a chunk of the cake, put it in a little box, and then you take like money and put it in a little plastic wrap so that the person whose birthday it is can like pull the money out of the cake.
Yeah, it's like a long string.
Yeah. So she recently made a cake that was because she sometimes likes to rage bait people who follow her. She said, "Oh, this cake cost $2,200," and then she did the cake where it was like decorated and. She made
$2,000 inside of it.
Made little fondant figurines of like the girl's art because it was someone making a cake for their sister, and their sister happens to be an artist. So she did a little fondant version of one of the woman's paintings, and did a little fondant version of her, and put little paint daubs all over the cake, and like fondant paintbrushes and all that sort of thing. So decoration, $200 for the decorated cake, and then $2,000 stuff inside the cake. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna like this.
Okay.
I want a pie cake in with a clown on it.
Okay. What kind of clown?
I thought you were going to ask me what kind of pie or what kind of cake. What kind of clown? I don't know. A clown.
I mean, I already know that you probably want it to be like a berry pie instead of a chocolate cake or something.
Not chocolate. Yeah. Maybe like a berry pie. A raspberry pie or something tart inside of...
A fudge thing.
No.
I really thought you...
I don't like chocolate that much.
But you like brownies.
I like brownies, but brownies...
That's what I meant by fudge. I said fudge and I meant brownie.
Okay, a brownie cake, that might work. With like a boysenberry or raspberry pie inside of it, that might work. Or even like, a pound, not a pound cake, but like a lemon cake with a berry pie inside of it might work as well.
Okay, that's doable.
Okay.
I mean, I do know that you've been trying to make your pie cake and dream come true for a while.
I made one once.
Yes.
It was really good.
I believe you. I definitely wasn't there.
You weren't. It was enormous because the pan I got was way too big. And what do I want to do? I want to do something gamified and fun, like LARPing, but not an escape room.
But for how many people?
All my friends.
Sorry. Give me a number because that kind of helps inform.
Let's see. City friends is 4 to 5, right? Okay. If Jay's coming, then it'd be 5. Then we've got the campaign friends.
Okay.
Which would be at least 2, maybe 3 if Cole comes. So there's 8 right there. And then maybe some people from Gamelandia. That puts us at 10. We've got like Nick and Edna. We can invite them. That's another, so say 15 people.
Well, so Nick is essentially 2 people.
Okay, so 15 to 20 people.
Okay.
But I'm not saying you need to plan this. We can do it together too. We have not planned together yet a thing.
Yes.
Ever, except our wedding.
Yes. That's true.
We did plan our wedding together, right?
I think so, but it was a backyard wedding, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I was definitely there. I think I bought the cake. And I wore a dress. Did
I do all the planning?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's possible, but I don't remember.
Okay.
I just remember that we'd said we would have a log engagement, and then suddenly you wanted to really hurry up and get married. And so that was a shift.
Yep. Well, that's my brain, how my brain works.
Yep.
Once I make a decision to do something, I got to do it. I got to make it happen.
Yes.
And the longer you put something off, the less likely it is to happen. So.
Yeah. Sometimes we think about how weird that 2019 to 2020 transition was.
Yeah, because that's when the pandemic hit too.
Yes, but I don't think about the pandemic as much.
Okay.
Just personally, that was a big year.
Yep. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Yep. I was thinking about the other day how I was literally driving my dad home from being diagnosed with dementia when I got the call of my diagnosis. So I was like in the car. And it's just like, okay.
And we were supposed to go out that night with my friends to celebrate our engagement.
Yes. So and the doctor was just kind of like, so got your biopsy results. It's cancer. I'll refer you to a specialist. Click. It's just like, All right.
Damn.
Thanks. So.
Who's the doctor?
Dr. Liang, maybe? I transitioned away from him as quickly as I could because also whenever I called to make an appointment, and also the fact that I had to call to make an appointment because he didn't do anything online, his receptionist was always so rude. So I did not really like going there at all.
Also sounds like he was kind of dropping the ball on his whole fucking bedside manner there.
Oh, he had none.
Yeah, fuck him. And fuck that guy who touched your hair.
Yeah.
What was his name?
I don't remember right now, but
she after the chemo, when her hair started coming back, she had a weird, creepy doctor, and he walked up and started touching her hair without talking to her or asking her first because he liked the feel of the hair of people who just had chemo because it's like baby hair when it comes back.
Yeah, so that was weird. I sent him
and for those of you who don't know, let me say as a white person to you, because you may not be aware of this cultural thing, you do not touch black people's hair without asking them. I did not know that. I think I had not done that, but it's a thing. You don't do that. That it is a major imposition. Imposition is the wrong word. A major
boundary violation.
Boundary violation that a lot of people do to black people. It is a microaggression, if even micro, that happens on a regular basis, and you don't want to do that. And this jackass did it to my wife because she had cancer.
Yeah.
I was furious with that man. I'm still upset with him.
Yeah.
I'm also still upset with the cop that pulled us over a couple years ago and said we had a broken taillight when we didn't. So I don't let shit go.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yep. Weird shit I do not let go.
Yeah.
People fucking with me, it's left over. Like the CBT has helped a lot. The cognitive behavioral therapy with learning to let shit go. But some shit I just don't let go.
Yeah. You saying that reminded me of the one time that I've had blue hair because I just wanted to have a wild color, so I got my hair braided and most of it was black, but then I had blue highlights. And I was walking out of the salon and a cop that was driving the opposite direction immediately turned around to start following me. And so I got into my car, I drove about a block, and then he pulled me over. And I was driving my dad's car, and I think my dad hadn't done his registration yet, so the cop pulled me over because he said because of the registration issue, which is fine. Had me get out of the car, sit on the curb, and then he called my dad and then my dad explained what would happen with the registration. So then the cop let me go, but he said he pulled me over because of the registration, but really, as I said, he turned around the minute he saw me, and I think it was because of the blue hair. He thought I was a gang member or something.
Well, cops can be such assholes.
So
I'm not saying they're all bastards, which they are, but they can be such assholes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's end on a positive note.
Okay. I am going to be performing in the Aerial Student Showcase again this year. And it started off on a bit of a stressful note because I had to miss 2 rehearsals. Last year I had to miss 1 because the first rehearsal always seems to coincide with a day the one Saturday of the year that I have to work an event. But this year I had to miss 2, 1 because of work and then 1 because of going to the Hollywood Fringe. And so I checked in with the teacher in advance and she said that would probably be fine. But it has led to me feeling a bit behind from the beginning because it was missed the first rehearsal, went to the second one, missed the third rehearsal, went to the fourth one and didn't know what I was doing or what to expect because I was just kind of trying to keep up based on the video the teacher provided, but that's not the same as doing it in the space exactly. And then the day that I returned, it was oh, we spent all of last week working on our solo sections, so do you have anything ready for your solo? And I was no, and I didn't know we'd be doing that today. So I just left in a very feeling very behind and very annoyed. And then I've just been kind of playing catch up since then. And what I realized this year as well as last year is that rehearsal started a bit early for this group performance because the teacher's out of town for a couple of weeks. So she was starting early to account for the weeks that she'd be out of town. And then she comes back next week and we have 2 more rehearsals. Last year, I think she got a sub, but this year, clearly not. However, even though I felt a little behind, and I'm stressed about the fact that I feel behind, I also feel quite supported in this experience. Because So the reason I wanted to take classes while we were in LA was to catch up. And even though I didn't manage to do an open studio while I was down there, taking the flexibility class was helpful to me because it made me feel like I had more potential than I thought I had, than I thought I might have. Like, I still very acutely feel the loss of some of the physical ability I had before my diagnosis and surgeries and everything. Like, and when I told you that student was like, that one student I had who was talking about her friend who wanted to get surgery instead of just like coming to yoga. It's like, on the one hand, it's, you know, it's his body. Let him, and if he and his doctor agree on what he needs, then that's that. But on the other hand, I also feel like surgeons never really explain to you exactly what's going to happen. They like do what they think is best for you medically, but they don't really explain what the repercussions of that are going to be. Maybe because they don't think it's important, or maybe because they don't want you to talk you out of it, because you still need to do it. But so, on the one hand, yeah, I got the surgery. On the other hand, but please understand what it's going to mean for you going forward. I felt like okay, another detour. When I was in class yesterday, and let's see. I asked the teacher how she's doing because it seems like she's been having a hard time physically, and she just said she feels like her body is falling apart. And I said, that's very relatable. I feel the same. And then later in the conversation, I think she said that a friend had made a comment about like, so what do you like to do for hobbies that aren't activities? Like, do you have anything that you like to do that isn't physical? And so I think about that, and I think, well, the answer is yes, there are things I like to do that aren't physical, but I'm also like trying to lean into everything that I can do that is physical, because I'm so worried about the day when I will just lose those abilities and not even have the potential for getting them back. So I'm trying to do as much as I can now, which is one reason I'm pushing myself in ways that you think are stupid.
I don't think they're stupid. I think they're potentially excessive and hurtful to you if you don't rest.
Yes.
That's the thing that I think is stupid, not resting.
Right. You're right. Not resting is not wise. I just never know the right way to go.
Okay.
But anyway, so I wasn't able to do an open studio in LA, but then I did one when we got back, because I found a couple of places other than the studio that I regularly go to that have open studio hours that work better with my schedule, because they aren't on, because sometimes it's just not convenient to go on a weekend. Yeah. So I went to a place that's another studio that's like 20 minutes away in a different direction. And I was like, oh, people of color, how nice. Hello, Black people. I'm not going to stare at you because I don't want to be awkward, but it was just nice to see other people of color in the room. I always appreciate that, because I feel like so much of what I do is very, no offense, I just don't know how to phrase it, like very white. I end up in a lot of white spaces. So like, even though I want to do pole classes at the studio that I go to regularly, A, they're often very full, but B, I really enjoy going to the pole studio in Oakland, because I knew that I would see more diversity, more diverse bodies, but then also more diverse skin colors. And I appreciate that. So when I walk into a room and I see other people there who look at like me, it helps me feel like maybe I'm not such an outlier. So I appreciated that. And I appreciated that they said they came up and introduced themselves after we were all done. And so they said that they usually go on Tuesdays, so I might try to go on someday when I might expect to run into them, just for creating more of that sense of community. Not that I don't want to sound racist. I just sometimes it's nice to walk into a room and see people who look like you and understand that if other people feel welcome here, maybe I will too. So, one thing. 2, you've been very nice, and you put up the hoop in the back, and I appreciate that. Even though I mentioned it today to someone, and they were like, oh, you have a hoop at home? And I was like, oh, yeah. And it made me feel awkward, because I made me feel very privileged in that moment. And I was like, oh, I didn't mean to wave my privilege in your face. Sorry. Because I often feel awkward about the things I have, like I shouldn't have them because the other people don't. It's weird. You're making a face.
I mean, that's not privilege. That's, it's not privilege. It's privilege that you're married, that someone saved up and got you an expensive gift.
Well, it's privilege that I have space to put it up, I think.
Okay, that there is a little privilege there. You have space to put it up. Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And I made the joke that I always make. It's like, my husband got it for me because he hates me, because now I have no excuse not to practice. So hopefully that comes across well. I don't know. But that is my standard response, because when I feel embarrassed about just having stuff. But then going to the rehearsal today, and I think I mentioned after the last one where it was like, everyone's got their solos, and I'm like, oh, I don't have anything, and I'm just behind, and oh, everyone's doing such fancy stuff, and I'm just doing very basic stuff, and I feel basic. The other two people in the group performance are very supportive and nice people. And so one of them had been given an extra bit to do, and she was willing to let me do that instead, because I just told her I wanted it, and she was willing to let me have it, which was, I thought, really kind of her. And then today they were like, oh, let us see what the parts of your solo that you feel insecure about. And they were like, oh, this looks fine. What are you worried about? And I was like, okay, well, if you think it looks okay, because I just know how I feel in it, but I don't know actually how it looks. So I'm willing to take them at their word, because they seem like very supportive, nice people, and they also helped me walk me through some stuff that I just wasn't getting. So, I don't know. It makes me feel a bit better. Like, maybe I will catch up. So, that is how I feel at the moment.
I know you don't trust me when I say things like, I know you're going to get there, but I know you're going to get there. I'm fully confident in your ability to get there, even if you're not.
Which is weird, because how would you know?
Because I know you, and I see how hard you work.
Yeah, but working hard doesn't necessarily mean you succeed.
No, in this context, it does.
Okay.
This is learning a physical skill. You will push yourself to the limit of your ability, and you will gain new knowledge, and you'll gain new skill. And then you will perform at 80% of that ability.
That's reasonable.
You don't perform at 100% of your ability, because that means you will fail on stage. You perform at 80% of your ability, so you don't fail on stage.
Yes, and that also, as far as my solo goes, I had wanted to try to add more stuff into it, but then I realized that would be like A, learning that stuff, and then B, performing it. So I think I'm going to try to save that stuff for
our show. Okay, great. All right, my turn for something positive. I've decided for Christmas this year, I'm giving everyone perfume.
Yes.
And I'm making it myself. The scent I have right now is based in labdanum, which is in Nagchampa, I believe. Musk, violet, and strawberry. And I think maybe there's some vanilla in there as well. I don't recall right now. But I'm having to replace the musk from the formula, because I found out the musk I have is a synthetic oil and won't mix with perfumers' alcohol without breaking down. Okay. It's all musk is synthetic. They don't use musk from animals anymore.
Oh, they don't?
No, they not in perfumery.
Oh.
They use synthetic musk, or they use an herbal replacement for musk.
Oh, okay.
And just call it musk. But they don't use ermine musk or castor oil from castor, not castor beans, from beavers. They used to use beavers to make vanilla scent.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Beaver anal glands maybe makes a vanilla scent or flavor. It used to, where they got that from, and ermine. They also use ermine glands to make scents. They used to. They don't anymore.
Animals survive that?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I would assume so. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, they don't do that anymore. But I'm replacing the musk, because the only musk I've been able to find as an essential oil was a fragrance oil, and fragrance oils break down when you mix them with alcohol instead of behaving, instead of diluting, they break down, so they cease to be the scent that they were.
Okay.
As opposed to just diluting and being sprayable. But anyway, it's got a weird herbal, earthy scent, but it's also very fruity, and so I've called it Breakfast with the Fae, or Fae's Breakfast. I haven't decided which yet. Fae Breakfast or Breakfast with the Fae, and this is what I'm giving to everyone, man and woman, for Christmas this year. So I've got more violet essential oil, because violet comes in tiny little bottles, coming on Thursday. Once that gets here, I'm going to mix a new batch of the basic stuff, And after giving that a couple of days to settle and seeing if it smells okay, then I'm going to mix it with the perfumer's alcohol and a little bit of distilled water, and we'll have our first batch of perfume that I will have made.
Nice.
As opposed to just essential oil blends.
And then we'll have to let them sit, see how they do.
And then try them out, yeah.
And make labels.
Yeah, labels is easy.
And then we'll keep workshopping the names.
You don't like the name?
I'm just saying we should workshop.
What is your suggestion?
Well, I feel like
I like the magical sense. I like the sense of danger, and I like the sense of food.
So maybe breakfast with the Fae sounds better to me than Fae's breakfast.
Okay, breakfast with the Fae.
You could also be like Fae's Delight or Enchanted Fairy.
Enchanted pancakes.
Oh, that'd be cute.
It's too far into the cute. I want a little more of the danger.
I know. I'm just saying we just gotta. Not everyone's gonna. Well,
Cursed pancakes.
You're only going to give these to your friends, so they'll all know what you mean.
Well, I think. I mean, perfumes have weird names anyway. Have you seen some of the? You don't get the ads that I get for niche perfumes online, which are things like Death Cupcake.
You're right.
And crap like that.
You're right. That's a weird name for a perfume.
But that's what they're all like. They're
crap like that.
I'll beat you with my genitals.
That's weird.
Yes, it is. All right. On that note,
but that would be a good name for a perfume.
I'll beat you with my genitals.
Yep.
Theme music by Kevin MacLeod, Incompetech.com.